Thanks for joining us this month at Virtual Clubhouse. It's May Clubhouse. We have
it's saying on Instagram, hang on, we're telling more followers to join your video.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. I don't know these things. Okay, just keep going.
Okay, sorry, snafus. We are now live on Facebook and Instagram. So we're kind of learning how to marry these two together and updating our equipment. So you will see as the months go on that we're going to get better and better at this. We've got microphones today. I hope you can hear us well. And we're going to get lights eventually. So this is just going to build. And we're going to be using it for our virtual classes. So always take a look at if coming into the shop is too much and you could squeeze a class in better from your home. Look at our virtual selection. So today we're going to start with Cathy Fields. And we're going to talk about Pillow Talk. The Pillow Talk has been so much fun. Cathy, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
It has been a lot of fun. It's been challenging and fun and precise and altogether sometimes very frustrating, as you're going to see in our progress of a project. One of the pillows, we're in month 4 now, so we have got that project ready to go, and I wanted to unveil it to you all today. It's really this pretty +1 pillow top. I really like it. I was very particular about the way my fabrics faced, so I'm trying to keep everything I'm kind of OCD with aligning and getting things like that. But this was really a fun and fast project to do compared to our other 3 months that we've had. Those have been a challenge for sure, but this one was just really quick and easy. In a couple of hours, I had it all cut and sewed together and no problems at all. And I wanted to show you then part of the technique is you're actually strip piecing the strips together and then cutting them into the appropriate sizes. So it's a lot faster to work with because you don't have to cut out 1.5 inch squares to make these blocks.
Oh, hallelujah!
Yes.
Did you strip piece these color ones too?
Yes, the color ones were also, the white and the blue are strip pieced together, and then the maroon and the individual colors are very small pieces. You are going to have a lot of fabric left over, no problem. Plenty of fabric.
Good deal.
Yes, and
quick question: do you recommend? I know when you're using like 1.5 inch squares, right? Like you definitely want to start or do something to keep the fabric nice and tight.
Yes.
But with strip piecing, do you recommend using some sort of like starch or some sort of?
I personally would. I did not on this fabric on this project, but it is personal preference, obviously. Fabric to me is very forgiving if you're off even by just like a couple of threads. That you've got a little bit of stretch to work with to get these accurate on the size. I don't have a problem. I'm just very careful with my cutting. I make sure that I use the same ruler, the same cutting mat for every single cut that I make.
I'm checking our points, y'all. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Thank you. Yes, and I do pin, when they're small like this, I do pin my pieces together when I'm sewing so that I can make sure that these corners match up together and stay as I'm feeding them. And I am chain piecing all the way through, and so I've got every little piece pinned. There's also a technique of glue basting, and I've done that on other projects, and it's just a beautiful finish on the end product. And you can't iron your seams open when you glue baste, but it's really to me it's just a great technique besides pinning. Yes, it does take time, but we're fine.
This one was so much. You said it comes together so much faster. So this might be a good time to really challenge ourselves to see how many points we can get on target. And then, your first ones will be really good, and then you get tired.
Yes.
But it's going to be beautiful. I love your color selection as well.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, just tried to kind of.
So can people still join Pillow Talk?
People can still join Pillow Talk. We are not that far in.
You can get back months. We have a couple back month kits.
Yes.
Or we could price it out if you wanted to start now. Because each month is a different pillow, we can get you going on it. Just let us know.
Well, just keywords coming up is that we have Christmas in July, so you'll have a holiday project to work on for Christmas, so you are ahead of the game with that pillow, and then fall/pumpkins maybe.
We've got some fun ones coming.
We've got some fun ones coming. Really, really cute projects.
I did bring my hexagons from last month.
I did too.
Okay, guys, this is how far I got on mine. I've decided it's a little longer than a month on this one. It's going to be 2.
Absolutely.
How is yours coming?
Well, mine is coming a lot. It's better. We've had construction at my house, and I haven't been able to sit down. This is a sit-down project.
Definitely.
And I literally have had to put on 2 pair of glasses to see my stitches and see my work. Because, readers over the top of my readers, because it is so tiny. The thread is tiny, the stitches are tiny, and it is a lot of quiet work. And
if you were diligent enough to get yours done, please send us pictures.
Yes.
That would really inspire Cathy and I to get motivated, light a fire under us.
This shop is busy, and we are busy all the time.
But look at the back. Okay, so that is you didn't even glue based, did you?
I did glue based.
You glue based.
Yes.
I stitch based.
Right.
Yours is significantly neater than mine.
Oh no!
Why do you have holes?
It's not.
She doesn't have holes.
Well, I punched holes in my papers because with the glue you need to be able to get in underneath the glue to separate the paper from the fabric, and as well as being able to pull out the paper from the project. Hopefully I haven't sewn through the papers, and I'm going to be really in big trouble if I did that, but if you're using a really sharp needle, a tiny needle, you shouldn't have any problems with that. But that's why I've punched holes in the center of my papers.
I did take fussy cutting to a new level for me. So I'll show you. I got my eyeballs.
Yes.
I was inspired by Cathy's. I loved her eyeball.
Yes.
I loved it. And then the moons.
The moons are great.
Butterflies. But this one I'm really pleased with. It may not even get in the pillow because I just like it. I don't know what to do with it. But I just fussy cut that fabric around, and that was fun.
Fireflies.
I love that. Yes, so much
and
fun.
The flowers. There's a lot of elements in these and the fabric choices that we can that you can choose to fussy cut all you want. These are awesome.
I did bring a previous month also to show, if you don't mind. I was working on my Lone Star, and as you can see, I do need to take the Level Up Diamonds class, because look what happened to mine. Poof.
Or you got a little volcano, huh?
You see it from the side. And this has been hanging for a month, stretched out.
Doesn't quilt out, it doesn't hang out.
It won't quilt out.
We'll quilt it by hand.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be great.
It'll quilt.
I'm going to figure it out.
So we're going to make it quilt out.
Yeah.
We will force it.
So you can see I'll have some trimming to do to put the borders on.
So I have a request from Sarah, and K Sarah, that is Sarah Linehan, right? On Instagram?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either. She wants to go live, and I know she's doing Pillow Talk, so I think she has something to share on Instagram. But I don't know how to do this.
Sarah, hang on. We're figuring it out.
Let's add her.
We want to see you.
She said yes.
Okay.
That's her.
No, we only know to do.
Awesome.
Sarah, you're requiring us to learn too fast.
Go, Sarah. Just challenge us. Do it.
I don't know how to do it. So what do I do? Request.
She's a Kinfolk.
She's a
I think she's
Or
mini
she's
capsule.
mini capsule, yeah.
She's also in a capsule. Yeah.
Might switch
Okay,
her.
we're working on that. Well, okay, so we're a little wobbly a little bit on Instagram right now, but we're learning. But she is going to share something.
Oh, that's exciting.
And on Facebook, we've got viewers, but no questions coming in. So on Facebook, if you have a question or you need to...
Just do a shout out.
Yeah, just a shout out. Let me know you're here on Facebook so we can say hi, because we miss all of you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Keep talking.
My husband and I are taking a long trip. We're driving quite a while, and so this is going to be finished by the time I get back to Dallas. Because now
So you made a promise live on
It's recorded. It's referenceable.
I'm lucky enough to be able to read and work in the car as we're driving, and my husband drives pretty much 100% of the time when we're traveling.
Okay, yeah.
And so he doesn't want to sit in the passenger seat, so I'm like, fine, I will sleep, I will sew. I'm taking 5 quilts with me to give to relatives up there. So 2 of them are still not bound, but it's about 900 miles before we get there. So I'm gonna have a little stitching time.
Little binding time, yeah.
Okay, we have a
Suni Walton said, hi, Penelope and everyone else.
yay.
Should we have a past seedlings finish to show? Should we do that right now?
That would be great.
Yeah,
I have to get off.
Oh, no. Sorry. That wasn't Suni Walton. That was Sandra. We all know Sandra. I was like, I don't know who Suni is, but that was Sandra.
Okay, I'm going to get this.
Well, if you're not familiar with seedlings, it was a block of the month that we did, all hand-pieced EPP block that had classes and everything else to go along with it. It started pre-pandemic and went all the way through, and we have our first quilted seedlings to show you all. That's the bottom.
Okay, you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the top.
This is the top?
Yeah, Chelsea led it, and so this is not Chelsea's. This is actually Linda's.
Let's see, how do we get in there?
You're
Can you
good.
see us okay?
Okay, pull.
There we go.
Okay.
So all
That
that
is
English paper
amazing.
piecing magic.
I'm going to get in
Ah,
close so
nice
people can see.
Beautiful.
I'm going to get in front of you, okay?
Hot off the long arm.
Hot off the long arm. This is so beautiful.
All done by hand.
Hand pieced.
That is incredible.
Wow.
There's applique and actually, and the hand piecing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh.
like if you look at the,
The hexagons?
top one at the top too, you can see the row is all pieced together by hand, but then applique down to that background.
Okay.
But yet the medallion in the
Fabulous.
center is paper pieced and then just sewn as a block.
Wow.
All English paper piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you
Thank
for
you
letting
for
us
letting
share
us
this.
show it.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
The
This is
colors are
awesome.
beautiful. The work is beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh, what a great project.
What a great way to use up your scraps.
Heirloom quality.
I mean, our little hexagons,
Thank you.
we're not worthy.
Yeah, I know. We're complaining about those. Let me see. I'm going to put this here a minute. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so Penelope, we want to talk. Thank you.
We want to talk about
Did
Kinfolk?
you want to show anything else, or you feel good? Okay.
Page 60 is this month off the book, so take a look for that. And our kits are ready, so come on by.
Yes,
and
Pillow Talk
pick up.
kits ready for pickup. Okay.
I'm going to switch sides here.
Yeah. Sorry about that. All right, let's talk to Penelope. We'll do Penelope is Kinfolk.
Kinfolk. All
Kinfolk,
right,
how's
everybody.
it going?
So, Circle of Love is the one that we're doing this month. So we are jumping into curved
Okay.
piecing. I figure, you know what? We did some flying geese. We did some half square triangles. Why not just, you know, full force, throw in the curve. So we are into our curved piecing. We've got some half square triangles that are going to happen here in these two corners opposite each other. And then just a curve straight in the middle. Oh, I did bring a couple things to show you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of reaching off.
Steph, are you able to show those curved piece photos?
So what this month, there is a little error in the pattern. So it does say that the cutting template is on page 31, but surprise, it's not. It's actually on 29 and 30.
Oh,
so
they may not have
note.
That
Yeah.
I do have the photo up, but I don't know what I'm showing.
Okay, sure. So I sent in a couple photos while I was working, so for some technique things to think about. One of the photos is basically telling you to go ahead and you want to mark the halfway, or I guess the center, of each circle. So there should be an image there with a little dot.
Yeah.
So basically what
Blue
you're going to do
circle
is
on it?
You're going to mark that just with, I use chalk, friction pen, anything like that that's not going to show through. You definitely want to mark that halfway point there and then pin it to match up with the halfway in the background.
Good tip.
And then also something I sent a picture of, because I know this is hard for us quilters, is that it's totally fine if while you're sewing, the fabric starts to kind of do a little wave. It's not going to lay flat when you're sewing it. On a curved piece, it's always going to give that little like wave. So that's totally okay. It's what's supposed to happen. Don't be scared if that's what happens.
It goes against the quilter's
It
grain.
does, right? Like we want everything perfectly flat, but no, it's totally fine that happens. That's really what you want. For this, I used a little bit of flatter. I didn't use starch. I don't starch that often, but just a little bit of that flatter to get some of the wrinkles out. Add a little bit of extra, just a little something extra, because you are working with a ton of bias this month. Especially, you know, you've got this half square triangle that we're cutting a curve into. And
I've never done that, so that's I'm kind of excited to give that a try.
Yeah, it was really fun. When it came together, actually, honestly, I think this one came together quickest of all of them.
Wow.
So for me at least, so it was pretty fun. Again, the templates are on page 29 and 30, not on page 31, so that's something to remember. Okay. And then there is a two-piece template, so this piece here, it's a little rectangle, just this little bit here, is on the same page as this guy. Okay. So he is necessary. Because at first I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is necessary to get your block to the right size.
I am not sure that I gave those other templates, so if you picked your kid up
already.
Oh, you wouldn't have?
Yeah. Unless
we're going to check that today. Oh, yay. I got a moment. The kids are ready for pickup.
Yeah, so
we'll just do that right after Clubhouse. We'll go check those templates and make sure you get the correct one.
Yeah, and then you're just going to tape that template together to get one big piece.
Awesome.
And then trace. She has you trace out on your fabric and then cut. Worked just fine for me. I cut by hand. I am not a fan of a rotary cutter on a curve. I think it has a chance to ruin the mat. B, our hands get in the way, and we don't want to run them over. So always, I'm using my Karen K. Buckley scissors because they're micro-serrated, so I know there's going to be less fraying. But any sewing shears work just great.
Wonderful.
But yeah, you'll have some tracing and cutting, but pretty quick finish.
Nice.
Surprisingly. Yeah. Awesome. It was pretty exciting.
I did get, I'm still working on my last month's. You will be watching my progress along the way. But I got my flying geese all made, so now I think I just have to stitch them up, right?
Yep.
And, I did save, let's see if I can find a matching one. Okay, here's one. I did the double stitch on the back so that I could save the cut off pieces and make baby cushion.
Baby half square triangle.
A little baby one. He obviously needs to be trimmed up. But now I have a whole stack because I figured, well, they're already there and sewn. But it's a little, this is why I don't finish because I keep finding another little thing to do. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, but you should have lots of extra
excited.
fabric. So if something does happen, you should be good.
Definitely.
To, like with the leftovers from previous months, if you end up with a little hiccup in that curve, you should be good with, leftovers plus what you're getting this time. I was hoping, I know it was naive of me, that all of the little pots would be going the same direction.
Oh, yeah.
But because of the way that she has you do the half square triangles, it didn't work out that way.
It didn't come out that way. Okay.
You don't really notice it. I think it's totally fine.
They come together seamlessly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't notice it at all.
Yeah, I think it was a super fun one. Little bit of a challenge for people who haven't done curves, but take a deep breath and just let it go.
And this is a great size to practice curves on.
Yeah.
Not too large or too small makes it more of a challenge. So this will be a great one.
I think we might have a question.
Can you still join Kinfolk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. We've been making, I think 1 to 3 extra kits a month.
Yeah, we have a couple additional spots.
We can get you caught up, and it is, it's easy to catch up on this one, I think.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be lovely. Should we show, if you haven't come in the store recently, here's our wall of block of month stuff. So we have the first 3. The curve is the 4th.
And then we'll also have this up on the Urban Schools Clubhouse on Facebook.
Yes.
And on Instagram.
Definitely.
Or if you want to just stop by, hang out, check it out. We have it here in the classroom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Mia. Mia, I'm going to let you slide back here.
Right.
We're going to do a shuffle because I want to show you all something, so I'm going to go get it real quick. I'll be right back.
So we've got a lot of moving pieces here this month.
Yes.
So thank you for your patience. That was very
I know, we're active today, aren't we?
musical chairs. Lots of moving around.
So today, for our mini capsule collection, we are on our final piece for our summer capsule, and it's the Magnolia dress. And isn't she super duper cute? So I don't have her completely finished because, I give you guys a video every month, so I'm going to add the sleeves and finish her sides on camera for you guys, so we can do that together. We're doing the shorter version, View B, for this dress. It was a pretty simple sew, for the most part, not too difficult. I did notice that on the pattern, the center front and the center back, both pieces were longer than the side front and the side back. So you're going to have to do some evening out there before you hem, but not a big deal. We've also got bias tape that we've added to the insides here for our finishing, so there's no facing. To cover that raw edge, you put bias tape. Again, not too difficult to do, very easy to do. You'll have the bias tape in your kits. As you know, we give you everything in the kit. And just, that's really it. It's just a...
it just looks so comfy.
Yes. So just a really simple sew. You do want to be careful when you're sewing. This is rayon.
That was going to be my question, actually. Yeah.
If you're new to rayon, you want to go a little bit slower. She has a tendency to move and slip around a bit. So more pins. You're just going to put more pins in your fabric to hold it together and keep it nice and straight, stiff while you are sewing so that it doesn't slide around on you. But do be aware that she is slippery. Nothing to be fearful about, but she's slippery.
Any different type of needle with the rayon, or
no,
just the universal?
I use the universal 12. You'll have that needle in your kit. So there was nothing really special to do, other than be mindful that hem is a little wonky. You'll even it out yourself. She's a little slippery, and when you put the bodice together, you've got like a side panel, which is here, that connects to this front piece.
Turn her a little bit so we can see her.
Or her side. Yeah, you got this side panel here that connects with the, it's not really like a true princess seam. I guess it is kind of off-center princess seam, and this dress is larger than Jane is. Jane is like a size 0, -0. So our seam line is not quite sitting
where it needs to be. Yeah,
closer to the bust point where it needs to be, because this dress is bigger than Jane. But you've got this sort of princess seam here. that connects with this front bodice. So when you're sewing it, when you put it together, it kind of looks like, what? But keep going with it. Once you've sewn it together and turn it right back out, press, you'll see the shape. You also have on the inside of the dress a like built-in facing. So the inside of this bodice looks just like this. It doesn't look like the wrong side of the fabric.
Okay.
So the front bodice has like a self-facing. Only on this part, not the raw edge.
So lots of coverage.
Yes, lots of
That's what I
coverage
was
here.
thinking. I would
Mhm.
love that.
So it's like double fabric.
like it's lined right
Yes,
where you
it's
need
like
it.
it's lined, perfect.
Yeah.
It's like it's lined right here in the bodice area, but the edges are still raw, and you fix those edges with the bias tape.
Yeah.
Okay? Easy. You've got your ties, your little belt ties. Easy.
What will you be showing in the video?
So in the video, I'm going to show you guys how to add the sleeve. Because I
Okay.
didn't add the sleeve yet. We're doing
Okay.
a flutter sleeve.
And everyone, if you're watching right now, just chat or send us a message saying that you're getting to the videos okay. Making sure you're getting the videos.
Yes.
Continue. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, you're fine.
Make sure
So
I said
we're doing a flutter sleeve.
Okay.
Okay. And on that flutter sleeve, we are going to also finish the bottom of the sleeve with that bias tape. So that is how we're going to hem our sleeve with our leftover bias tape. I, on this dress, extended it and took out the split. So I did the longer version just to kind of show you guys what it would look like, but we together in your kit, your fabric is for the shorter version. You also have the ability to do a longer sleeve. So if you make this dress again, you can make it with the longer sleeve. So I made the longer version of the dress for you guys to see it because you're making the shorter version, but I put the shorter sleeve. On the longer dress, it has the long sleeve that has an elastic casing, so it's not really, kind of like a bishop sleeve, kind of, sort of. It's how the sleeve looks with an elastic casing.
Oh.
I chose to put the flutter sleeve to give you guys an idea of how to just mix and match a pattern. You don't have to do it exactly how they said. So the shorter dress comes, up to right here with the flutter sleeve. The longer dress is maxi with the bishop sleeve. I did the maxi with the flutter sleeve and no split. The maxi has a split. I took the split out. So you can kind of play with the pattern as you see fit. You can put a split in the shorter one if you want to. You can put the longer sleeve, the bishop sleeve, in the shorter one if you have enough fabric in the kit to do so. So you can kind of mix and match.
You can make this dress a couple of times and it'll look different.
Yeah, and it'll look different each time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look like the same dress.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we've got some pretty strong horizontal stripes.
Uh-huh.
In terms of laying out the pattern on the fabric, was there anything special that you had to do to ensure that everything was going the same direction, or did it lay out just like the pattern suggested?
Yes. So I was conscious of how I laid the pattern pieces. It's going to be difficult to get everything perfectly aligned simply because you've got your bodice that's going in an angle. Mm-hmm. Then you've got your midsection. The underneath this waistband is that midsection that attaches the bodice to the skirt, which is like horizontal. It's going to be different. And then you've got your back panels, which is slightly different. So you're not going to, I am one who likes stripes to match up perfectly in garments, but because of this print, the stripes and the flowers and all that is not going to match up exactly perfectly. You got
super forgiving.
This one is super forgiving.
Yes,
You've got this seam right here, so you're not going to be able to match it up with the flowers and all that perfectly because of this print. But because the print is beautifully chaotic, mm-hmm. beautifully busy, mm-hmm. it does what Penelope said. It kind of forgives the fact that this green flower isn't matching up to another green flower right here. This looks like it's pretty aligned if you look at the stripes, but if you look here, this should have been more of a section of stripes. I mean, you can see the stripes underneath the flower, mm-hmm. but in a different type of fabric, you would want this to align perfectly. When you look at it, it looks like, it looks like they're aligned.
The table.
When you look at it here, it looks like, it's pretty aligned. These stripes match here. That was as close as I could get to alignment. So I did lay the pattern piece. And then when I cut the second pattern piece, I laid the first one next to it and kind of, so that I could get as close to perfection as I could. But you don't have to be overly concerned about it because of the print. Yeah. If we had a simpler print, like something like this here, like Penelope's block, if we use this fabric,
yeah.
you would want to go ahead and match those sleeves.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. Because when you construct the dress,
you don't want to have it all.
It's a steady, even flow. Mm-hmm. You know, this flower matches into this flower. Mm-hmm. If you do not have it like that, you're going to look like this. You ever see people in the store and they have vertical stripes? Mm-hmm. One stripe is here and the next one is there, and it's like, it's just off. It's because they didn't pay attention when they were cutting the fabric out.
And we see that a lot in mass manufacturing. So if you're doing it yourself, you know, if you have the luxury of time and fabric, you can do it.
Yes. Question.
We have a question from Sarah. Is there enough fabric to have the stripes vertical?
It might depend on your size.
I think it's a grain. Well, I think it's grain too.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to cut your fabric on grain. So the grain line ran this way. Well, the stripes ran on the cross grain. Yeah. With the grain line running vertically this way, the stripes sat on the cross grain. Now, you're the designer. You could feel free to turn your fabric and cut your fabric vertically. Just be aware that it would be off grain. Mm-hmm. And if I were you, I would lay the fabric out to see the design that you like. Look at it. Pin your pattern pieces to it and see if it's going to work. Look at the way the bodice is sitting. Mm-hmm. All of that before you cut it out and determine, is it going to work? Because sometimes it does. Yeah. Sometimes you can change your fabric off grain and cut the dress and it'll work, or cut your pattern and it'll work. But more often than not, when you do that, you will completely shift and mess up the hang of the dress.
The drape.
The drape. So you ever have a pair of pants or a shirt that just, no matter how much you try to, half of it, it's twisted? That happens because the manufacturer, the worker there, cut that pattern, that fabric off grain. Mm-hmm. And no matter how much you kind of try to finagle it, it's not going to sit straight because it was cut off grain. That is the potential pitfall that you could have if you try to turn this vertically. However, again, you can use this as your muslin, or you can take some muslin, some old fabric and old bed sheets, whatever you got at home, and try it. Find the grain line, turn it off grain, make a mock-up of the dress, and see if it hangs on your body the way it should. If it does, then you can go ahead and try to turn this fabric off grain and cut.
Makes sense.
It's so beautiful.
I know.
Thank you.
It's really great.
We'll take one for each of us.
Gotcha.
Question.
And that fabric is art gallery fabrics?
Yes.
And we have it in store as well, right?
We do have it in store. If you are watching and want to come and pick up some more of this.
It feels so nice.
Like if you want to go maxi instead of shorter,
pick up
just the sleeves. We've got some.
Exactly. We've got extra and you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Is this what you were talking about?
Yes. So this is what I was talking about with that hem. You could see the center is longer than the side. It's on the front and the back. Why that is, I couldn't tell you. But when you get ready to hem, you're going to even all of that out and then go ahead and hem your dress and make everything nice and even.
Awesome.
And of course, if you have any
Sarah
questions,
said thank you.
You're welcome, Sarah.
If you have any questions, just shoot us an email and we'll get you in contact with Mia.
That's right.
Our garment guru. Thank you, Mia.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Can we scoot her back?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, some of you may not know Glynnis, and some of you know her very well.
That could be a problem.
That's a good thing because you've done other projects with her, so you will be looking forward to this. Glynnis is debuting our quilt today. So this is her first time joining us in virtual Clubhouse. So we're glad she's here, and I'm going to let you show what we're working on.
All right. So this is the quilt top, not bound. I'm not quilted and bound yet, but it's all done, and it's
Amazing.
called Lovely Day. It's a Tamara Kate. It's both her fabric as well as her quilt design. And what's cool is she's picked these machine applique designs are picking up the elements out of the line of fabric. So that's kind of fun. You know, you're kind of exploding all these little designs. It is going to be a 12-month block of the month, starting August 28th.
August 28th. So you've got
a little time.
But because we're using their fabric, Tamara Kate's fabric, it's limited kits. So don't wait till the last minute to register because we'll be sold out. This one has a limited number of kits. Got to jump in there.
So it doesn't take that long. You're going to spend time. I traced it onto Pelon 805.
Okay.
And that's not included in these kits.
No. But
so you can do any method of machine applique that you like. I traced it onto this 805 and then put it onto the fabrics and cut them out. And it's kind of like second grade art class, you know, because these are very organic shapes. You don't have to get overly fussy. Nothing about them is, so you just use the guides that are included in the kit, and it's just so much fun. And takes a couple of, I did little, like a triple buttonhole stitch on each one, and those took about a couple hours a block. It wasn't.
And Glynnis will be here every month to for any help, tips and tricks. We are ordering Teflon sheets to
Pressing sheets?
Pressing sheets.
Yeah, those are helpful.
Yeah, and we are ordering the interfacing. Recommend.
And a little Roxanne glue helps.
Yes.
Once you are laying it out on, so before you press it and you're committed, use a little applique glue just to kind of get them into the positions that you think you want them in. And, you know, you can change out fabrics. We'll probably be, I think we're going to provide some extra quantities of fabric, you know, so you have a little bit of a selection.
There's going to be playroom
so
on
you
it.
can play with it. Yeah, there'll be plenty of room to play.
So everybody's doesn't have to look exactly the same.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is done to the pattern as she did it, but you can certainly.
The colors are beautiful.
You know, to me, it's like some of them are a little subtle. Some of them kind of blend into the fabric, into the background a little bit. And, you know, she pulled out all these cool background colors that I thought was really fun. But even the ones that blend into the backgrounds, when you do your applique stitch around it, it makes it pop back out. So it's really fun close up.
There's magic moments in it. Like, all of a sudden you're looking at shapes and everything, and then all of a sudden you see a bug, or you see some shape. So you could even sneak, like, shapes that mean something to you into this. And
this one was the one I really enjoyed the most. It has like a transparent look to it.
It does.
And you really see it when you're in the photographs, but that was kind of fun. So that's like a 4 or 5 layers, but not hard at all.
So it's a 12-month program, 1 block a month. It'll come with all the pieces, and then the last month will come with the sashing.
Quick question.
Yes.
Only machine applique?
No. Well, these are.
Well, that's all we're demoing, but you can do what you want. Yes.
Right, but there's enough fabric to have some seam allowance to do hand if we need to?
I believe so.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Some of these are a little tight for the turnover, but if you're into needle turn applique, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. This would be great for experienced appliqueurs because of the quantity and the playroom with it. There's really some room to play. But it's also great for beginners, which is one of the reasons we chose it, because it's so forgiving. It's organic shapes. The symmetry's a little off. It's
not
okay.
Baltimore album.
Yeah, yes. So really consider it because it's just a playful, fun, lots of movement. And we're excited to see. We're just really excited. Today's our first day seeing it. Glynnis brought it in this morning, and we were all, it's here, it's here.
And it didn't burn anybody, amazingly. Because it was hot.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Glynnis.
Sure.
And it is live on our website now. So urbanspools.com. Go to
Just search Lovely Day.
Lovely Day.
Lovely Day.
2 words.
Yep.
And you'll find it. There is a monthly subscription, and then there's a prepay subscription. And you do need to let us know if you want it shipped, because there will be it's like a $5 shipping fee, not nominal fee, but it gets it to your house, and you don't even have to make a trip in. Although we would love to see you. So, we are in the middle of getting ready for our next set of classes, and so I brought one item to show you guys. We are having, ta-da, a make your own umbrella class.
Woo!
And so this is our sample. I'm going to open it up. No bad luck.
Not all the way.
I was going to say, isn't that bad luck?
I'm holding it. See?
So what kind of fabric?
This is cotton fabric. So you could pick any fabric here at the store. The kit comes with the pattern, the umbrella frame, and the weatherproofing gel. And in class, she will show you how to cut your fabric. There's multiple ways. The amount of fabric you need kind of varies if you're doing directional, if you're doing multi-print. I mean, really, you could do a different print on every one.
Yeah.
You might be doing directional, like trying to line up some tulip pink animals in a specific place or something like that. It's fun. Or you could just use an all-over scattered print, and it's going to be beautiful. And then the end of class, the gel takes 24 hours to cure. So this, you go home with your gel, but she shows you, she will give you very detailed directions on how to apply that so that when you go home, it'll be easy to apply and you can just let it set in one place and cure. And then it's ready to go for a day like today. We had rain this morning.
Yeah.
It was very tempting for me to just go ahead and use it. I said,
Can you
no.
show it one
So
more
for, like,
time?
the October
I
rainy
forgot to
season,
move
will
my
be-
Instagram camera.
Yeah.
Be good.
Yep.
Woo!
And then
This is a
Chrissy, our
beautiful
teacher,
frame.
put a little fancy tassel on top. She'll show you different ways that you can adorn this. So, if you want tassels all over, great. You can have a metal cap up there. Comes with all the hardware. So this is just a fun class that why not, right? It's a luxury.
Another way
Make your
to
own umbrella.
Another way to personalize your wardrobe.
Definitely.
Or this is something you could make for a guy. With
Yes.
the right fabrics.
Yes.
Gifts
Black,
for the
all black.
holidays.
Right?
This is something that if you are into African Ankara print, African wax print,
Oh.
That'd be really
authentic prints from Ghana or Nigeria or anywhere, any parts of Africa that you want to add Ankara. This would be a really cool project in Ankara print.
It would be.
Ankara is the wax print African fabric or Dutch fabric, and you can still put your Odie coat on top to make it weatherproof. Water.
You can hear it. It's got that weather like a raincoat kind of.
So that would just be really
You could do a lot of cute buttons and
buttons
really cute.
Lots of personalization opportunities.
Super cute. Yeah.
make a dress to match your.
Exactly.
Or a handbag.
Or a
Have a
handbag.
handbag and an umbrella. Oh.
Or if you have a sports fan hubby or friends that are sports fans,
Yes.
you can
Do it in their color.
They make the
umbrella.
fabrics for the sports teams.
for the sports teams. Yeah.
Yes. So that's just a sneak peek at a class that's coming up. Thought I'd share that. And then we have, let me find my notes because I wanted to highlight a few things for you. We have, there with the notes. Oh, we have Christmas in July coming. We have Christmas in July. We're planning that. So we're going to have July's when the new fabrics will be here, the new Christmas fabrics.
Yeah, we've got Halloween fabrics coming in kind of on a regular basis.
They're
at this
already
point.
coming in, yes.
Yep.
And so we're going to have, Glynnis will be doing our stocking class. It's news to her. She just
Done it
found
many
out.
times.
And we're going to have tree skirts. We're going to have gifts. We're going to have little hand sashiko ornaments. So basically all of our classes are going to flip to a Christmas spin. So really look at those July classes and imagine them with Christmas fabric for get a head start on your December work. The other thing is next Saturday is 5th Saturday.
Woo!
Can you guys believe it?
No.
5th Saturday,
Yeah,
May.
it's exciting.
This year is flying
I
along.
know.
Compared to last year, that we thought would never end. Now we're creeping in there. We're creeping in there.
Somebody saying something?
I think they're just
Yeah, they're
getting excited up front.
shopping and having
Getting
fun out
excited
there.
up front. And then this is just a teaser, working on a new master class. I have someone in the works. I'm talking to her. So if you liked Leo Ransom and missed out on that, be sure not to miss out on this next one. She's going to be fantastic. I'm going to tell you she's on Instagram, and a clue will be she loves octopuses. That's your clue.
And if anybody gets it, no.
Yeah, see if you can guess who it'll be. Everybody on Instagram.
Yeah.
And obviously it has to do with fabric. Like, I'm not pulling marine biology in here. I'm just, but Stephanie is going to make an announcement about our new mask policies. I'm sure you've noticed some of us are not wearing masks. Some of us are. And in my excitement to be brave and not wear a mask today, I forgot lipstick. So do I carry my mask? Do I carry my lipstick? Better carry both. Let's see. So I'm going to let Stephanie explain the policy for us.
Okay, scoot over.
Here.
And I have nobody watching over here.
You come over here. I'll go over there.
No, I'll go.
You go because you know that system.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, musical chairs, musical chairs. I wish it was like that cakewalk though, where you got a cake after you get a seat.
All right, guys. So, as we've always said, Urban Schools is following CDC policy. So we kind of dropped a massive news announcement last week when they said that masks are no longer required indoors. I want to emphasize that here at Urban Schools, we understand that there are many different scenarios. To clarify, the CDC said masks aren't required if you are vaccinated, and we had long conversations about that here at the shop as to defining what vaccination was. So for our customers, we are kind of making masks optional. We're putting it into our customers' hands. If you come into our shop and you are wearing a mask, we will always have ours on us, and we will put on our mask, because we know that there's different scenarios out there. But if you choose to come into the shop without a mask, you may find us without a mask as well. With that said, even if we had a customer in the shop who chooses not to wear a mask, but you came in and you chose to wear yours, don't worry, we will mask up so that we can still provide you outstanding customer service. So it's just, it's awkward. I can tell you that I went last night we went to Target. And I looked everywhere because I had read that they were no longer requiring it. And I was like, I needed to test this. So I walked in without mine, yet my mom and my kids insisted on wearing theirs. And they were just looking at me like, I feel awkward walking next to you. And I'm like, I think it's okay. And I pointed out that half the staff was not wearing theirs either. And they were like, this just doesn't feel right. So it is perfectly fine. We are not going to ask you why you're wearing one here. We will respect every customer's decision, though. If you want to wear it, we'll put ours on too. If you choose not to, then breathe easy with us, I suppose.
And same for the classroom. Right? Same for the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody wants to wear one in the classroom?
In terms of, because you should be vaccinated, right?
Yes,
we're not wearing the mask,
we're not going to ask you to put your vaccination card around your neck. Yes, and we do hope health and safety of everybody is absolutely paramount to Urban Schools. And we really hope that everybody understands the CDC said you could take off your mask if you are fully vaccinated. And as we discussed at work, we had to define what that meant. That means you've gotten shot 1, you waited the 3 weeks, you got shot 2, and then you waited 2 weeks after that. Now you are officially fully vaccinated. So it's just a little extra.
But, like even here at the staff, we have people that are vaccinated that still want to wear the mask.
Which is perfectly
we have
fine.
Unvaccinated people that want to wear the mask. We have people that can't wait to get them off. So, like, don't feel bad coming in with a mask or without. There's no judgment. We are all doing the same thing. Stephanie and I just saw each other's smiles for the first time yesterday.
We did. It was, and I can't tell you,
your face looks like.
it feels so awkward too.
It
It's
does.
like
Even
There is that
closed
part
right
of
now.
your mind after a year that will constantly yell at you like, put on your mask, put on your mask, put on your mask. And it has been a weird transition for me. And I will secretly admit that sometimes I go in my car just to feel it. It's like, oh yeah, it's like a warm blankie now. I mean, it's been a year. So we're trying to get used to this new normal. It was a bit jarring when the CDC came out with that. Yes, I did go home and yell and scream and throw some things and was like, but read lots of news articles, kind of calmed down a little, and then it was like every other transition in the past year. I finally put on my big girl pants and said, okay, we're moving forward now. So anyway, I just know that we do listen to our customers. We did make a commitment to follow the CDC guidelines. They threw this one at us, and so we're going along with it. We hope our customers feel comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
More
than anything.
And if not, reach out to us by email.
Yeah.
Let us know. We
got
feedback.
lots. Yeah.
We want everyone to be good.
Yep. You
Feel
can reach
good.
out at sew@urbanschools.com. If you want to speak with
Education.
Ashley, education@urbanschools.com.
we're still doing curbside pickup though, right? So if
Curbside
you-
pickup. We still have online ordering.
In-person classes, virtual classes.
lots of
we're trying
options for
to-
everybody's comfort level.
We're trying to meet everybody to where they feel comfortable. And like I said earlier, there are many situations and circumstances that we're trying to respect in as we move forward without a mask. But it did feel like I was like, I told my kids, I'm like, I have burned my bra.
That's great.
Oh, it's going to take some getting used to, guys. All right. Back over to you.
Okay. Does anyone have any other announcements or anything?
Just let us know if you have any questions. We've got some
Please.
complicated stuff this month, I think. Seemingly complicated. So
Yeah.
if you do have questions,
Summer
we are
camps
all
are
here.
on. Summer camps.
Oh, do we have a question?
We did, and it was about the umbrella class.
Oh.
What is included in the material fee for the umbrella class?
Okay. The material fee ironically does not include the material. Step one. But it does include the pattern. There's a booklet. It's like a big booklet that comes with it. With I believe there's lots of pictures in there. So the kit comes with the booklet and pattern, the umbrella frame, and all the parts.
Does it come with the weatherproofing?
And with the weatherproofing. It's called Odie Coat. Weird name. Unusual name. I won't forget it though.
Yeah.
So, and it comes with the Odie Coat, and it comes with like a little scraper that an Odie Coat applicator. So you have everything you need. We just don't want to pick the fabric for you. So you'll pick your own fabric. The different fabric requirements will depend on how many fabrics you're using and if you're directional or placing them in a certain way. But we have all of that listed on the website. Contact me if we don't. But it'll be a fun class. Awesome. And we are working currently on getting the materials here. If you feel brave enough to do it on your own, we encourage that. Just send us a picture of your umbrella. I hope that answers the question. Okay. You guys, we had a full, long clubhouse today.
Awesome.
We are up and going. We're building. We're getting stronger. Our tech side is getting better, and we're building it. So I feel like we're improving every time. We will see you all next week for 5th Saturday.
Yeah, kits are ready for pickup. So
all kits are ready for pickup.
sign up for Lovely Day.
Lovely Day will start in August, so
Awesome.
get signed up for that. And of course, register for classes. Summer camps have starting in a week. May 31st is the first one. So get in there on the summer camps.
And we'll see you all for 5th Saturday. Hopefully.
Bye.
Next weekend, yep.